A lot of people claim these Gen 1 Raptors are bulletproof. But apparently, if you let it set for a couple weeks, they're dead. This is why I have this Wolfbox jump pack, because I don't have to wait around, I don't have to grab my jumper cables, and I don't have to phone a friend, especially at 10 o'clock at night. Let's bring her back. Open this guy up, plug this in. It only goes one direction. It's pretty self-explanatory. And you literally don't have to do anything past here. So just once it's plugged in, it's ready to jump your truck. And this thing will jump up to like a 10-liter diesel. So it'll pretty much do anything that I have. And if this doesn't jump right away, it's because my connections are disgustingly gross. The moment of truth. Now we have a couple other things that we need to fix. And that is, for one, low tire pressure. And we also need to do an oil change. But the cool part about this jump starter is it's actually a 2-in-1 device. So not only is it a jump pack, but it's also an air compressor in one. Before, I had two separate devices. Right now, we are set to the car, so if we hit the mode button, switch to motorcycle, bicycle, basketballs, footballs, it comes with those attachments for those. And this third button right here, that's for your light. Hit it again, strobes. Let's just go ahead and start with this rear one because I have no clue which sensor is actually the issue. I don't know if it's because it's cold out. Sometimes those sensors have false read. Right now, we're at 34 PSI. Let's go up to 38. And just for science reasons, I went ahead and did a timer. It took 1 minute and 40 seconds to get us up 4 PSI, which is actually pretty damn quick. But we still have a couple other things. Actually, we have like 3 things to address on the Gen 1 today. For one, we're gonna do an oil change. And I haven't done one since I bought the truck, which was back in December of 2024. But I've only put like 2,000 miles on this truck. I bought it with 179,000. It's at 182,000. We all know how I talked about how the 6.2 liter V8 is basically a bulletproof engine in these trucks. Now, here's the problem that I had when I purchased this truck. I purchased it at 179,000 miles. When I purchased the truck, the gentleman told me that he had done an oil change on it, so I was good to go at 179,000 miles. Here's the other problem. At 182,000, my oil life reset was starting to pop up, which means he either changed it and just forgot to do the reset, or he just didn't change it and he lied to me. But stay with me because we have 2 other things we're going to address / fix on the Gen 1. And changing oil in a gray hoodie is what people call diabolical, but I ain't care. Was that indeed a 2,000 mile oil change? I feel like it might have been. I'm not 100% certain. I'll throw up on the screen a little drip test and you guys can tell me, but I don't change oils all the time. So I don't really know if that was 2,000 miles, 5,000 miles, or what the deal actually was. We need to get 7 quarts of oil in this thing and we're ready to roll on to our next destination. This next thing we're doing plagues a lot of Gen 1 Raptor owners, and that's the running boards. You'll notice over time, you're gonna see a lot of Gen 1 Raptors either with peeling running boards or you're just gonna not see them installed at all. People just take them off because they kind of they look bad. You can't just buy a new OEM set. Your options are sand them down, respray them, take them off, just run without them. Guys say that they like the look of the Gen 1 without the running boards. I, however, don't. I think it looks a little bare. I like the running boards, the function of them, but I just really like the way they look. I feel like it just completes the Raptor look. Or you can go the aftermarket route. I kind of thought about that as well. We already, like months ago, took these and sandblasted them. We went through so many bags of sand to blast these. I'll throw up a little clip of us just going to town on them. So we are out here at the Trax Performance compound, and this is the space of never-ending projects. So just to show you guys, we have nothing but forged wheels. These are 24s. I think everything's about 24s. Let me know if I should throw these on the Gen 2. Nobody's done 24s yet. I think it could be the new next hot thing. But we've got four-wheeler frames on four-wheeler frames. These are both Honda 450Rs. Yamaha, I think that's a DRR he said, and another Yamaha YFZ 450 frame. Some fresh powdered parts, more forged wheels. Over here we have the running boards off of the Gen 1 Raptor, and these things are just See how they're just kind of like pitted up real bad? So our goal today is to do a few coats of paint. Hopefully try to get rid of the pitting as best as possible. Regardless, I think these are gonna come out really good, and it's gonna just make the Gen 1 complete again.
I've got a pretty good heavy coat of the IMS texture black on these now. We'll go for a full bake cycle on these and see what they look like.
Nate over at Trax Performance got my running boards dialed in. So if you guys are looking to get your running boards refinished, for sure hit Nate up. Right now during the winter, he's not going to be able to really do much because in order to sandblast them, he's got to run his outdoor compressor. And in order to do that, it can't be below freezing. Otherwise, compressor, no work. I look at a lot of other Gen 1s on the road and they have their factory running boards, and I just think to myself, it must be nice. And that's when I have to remind myself that comparison is the thief of joy. I'm not saying the grass is greener on the other side, but I think it is. We also have one other thing to check that's been acting up on this, and it has been technically sometimes, actually I've only seen it do it once. It was overheating when I was parked for about 15-20 minutes, stuffing my face with food, but then it eventually went down after I started driving. So it's either A, the thermostat, B, the fan clutch. So we need to also figure out what's going on. Somehow the car wash was open when it's 4 degrees out. Usually, I swear it's never open. It's even closed on just regular days. So the fact that it was open and it's 4 degrees out, I was pumped because I just kind of wanted to get the truck a little clean to get some of that gravel mess off. And she's already in here thawing out. Let's just give you guys a glimpse of these running boards before we stick them on. You can see that they look pretty close to like the factory style finish, but there is the pitting that's in them. And like I said, I think that's from the person who owned these, lived on a gravel road. Basically, once the Line-X coating wore off, or whatever the coating was, pretty much like that, the rocks start hitting it and just start chipping it up, and the Line-X wasn't doing its job, which it is what it is. I'm fine with that because I just want my running boards and I wanted them to be painted. I just think it looks bare. And I'll see if I have I don't even know if I have a full-on before photo or video of these when I first got them because they literally look like they came fresh off of a gravel road. I think the only thing I may have is when I loaded them into the truck to sandblast them. I have a video of me loading them and they look horrible. And I also picked up fresh hardware for it. So these bolts were kind of pricey, but I got the bolts and I also got the little things that the bolts thread into. I forget what these are actually called. So we have fresh hardware for these to get these installed. I also have a fresh set of MT tires, mud terrain, not the other MT. Mud terrain tires for the Gen 1. These are not going on today, but these should look so much better. The fact that like when you put this up next to the factory AT tire, this just looks like this is going to complete the Gen 1 look because this thing's like a beast looking truck, and to have that tire on there to go to the MT, that thing's going to look so much better, especially between having the running boards, having the MTs. We're going to be looking legit with the Gen 1. And I'll break down what size I went with, ply, all of that on a future video when we go to install these. But for right now, we got other things to worry about. Let me just get my handy dandy factory floor mat. The 2 holes goes in the back. So first thing I need to do is these metal tabs that the bolt basically bolts into, that gives it threads. We need to remove these because these ones here are completely just nasty, rusted out. I know you guys are probably thinking you need to fix the rust on your rocker panel. You need to fix the rust. I know, people tell me all the time. I'm gonna get it fixed. I hit up my body guy. He wants me to bring it in so I can get a quote from him, and we're gonna get it fixed. It's just not happening yet. And big shout out to Nate over at Trax Performance for getting my running boards knocked out. Also, the reason we didn't go a little more in depth was because we actually did a full breakdown process of powder coating those Nerf bars over on Nate's channel. I will link that down below. So if you guys want to see what the behind the scenes looks like and going through and what we did to actually coat those, check that video out. Running boards installed. I'm so happy this is done and over with because I have been wanting these done pretty much since I got the truck. And to me, this just looks factory, even though it is factory. But you guys get what I mean. Like, it gives off that extra factory vibe. I feel like it just gives a premium look to the Gen 1, actually to any Raptor. All of them come with running boards. But I just feel like without them, it looks a little bare. Like, you got this big beefy truck, you got the wider fenders, the wider bed, and then if you have to eliminate your running boards, it's like it looks thin, right? And then down low, you have just this big gap of space. It just, to me, looks a little weird. Like, you can tell it's maybe missing something, but there's guys that prefer without it. I'm just not that guy. And the other thing that you guys could question about is because these aren't Line-X and it's powder coat, are they slick? Not really. Like, I don't feel like at all I'm going to slip and fall getting into the truck. Like, that's pretty freaking good. So if you guys are questioned about powder coat or Line-Xing, I think you can't go wrong with either one. Okay, the trucks are tucked away. I tried to take the Gen 1 back out and see if I could get it to overheat, but I couldn't. And I don't know if it's because it's the single-digit temperatures here in Iowa, or if it's just because it's an intermittent overheat issue. I have seen people have intermittent issues with their fans, so that could very well be. We're running out of space. I need to get these tires swapped so I can get my garage space back, because 2 Raptors in the garage fills up a lot. By the time this video is posted, though, I'll probably already have these tires on the Gen 1. Anyways, I need to run to Harbor Freight. I bent a couple screwdrivers, broke them actually. That's what happens when you rock cheap gear. And this emblem set, these are actually, so I did a giveaway on my last Raptor monetization Gen 1 video, which has been probably like 2 months or so. First place was going to win the matte black with the red. Second place was just going to win the all gloss. None of the winners hit me back up. None of them. So I might redraw. I'll give it a little bit. Maybe one of you guys sees this video. You go recheck that back out. See if you're the winner. Hit me up. Anyways, until next time, peace.